Tonight's Sign Zone starts shortly with a panorama investigation into so-called paedophile priests in the Catholic Church and what, if anything, the Pope knows of their activities. That's in a few minutes. First on BBC One, the holiday weather view with John Hammond.
Hello there. Well, you don't need me to tell you it's getting a little bit chillier now. Maybe you've got a late breakaway planned. Good idea if you're heading to the Eastern Med where summer hangs on. Very pleasant indeed. Further west it's somewhat more mixed, and northern parts of Europe now are cooler, more unsettled with some rain around from time to time. So on Saturday, as I mentioned, the Eastern Med will be fine. Crete, for example, temperatures nudging 30 degrees. Fine and warm across the Greek islands, across the central Mediterranean, up through parts of Italy towards the Alps. It's rather more mixed, lower pressure producing some showery outbreaks through the Balearics into parts of central Spain as well. Southernmost parts of Spain and around the Algarve, I think, will stay dry predominantly through this weekend. But hopefully you'll dodge most of the showers, and although there will be one or two turning up, for example, in Naples, maybe you'll get lucky and see plenty of fine and dry weather through this weekend. Further north through this weekend across Europe, then it is rather more unsettled. That said, much of France, I think, will hang on to the dry and bright weather through Saturday. Cloudier across northernmost areas, certainly the UK turning cloudy with some showers around as we go through the weekend. The Low Countries a little bit on the unsettled side, so a gradual increase in cloud, I think, for many of these locations through this weekend, with one or two showers turning up, for example, in Belgium and the Netherlands, but still some drier spells in between, so not a write-off by any means. Over the pond into North America, we've got a frontal system heading in from the plains across the Great Lakes, and that'll be reaching the eastern seaboard later on this weekend. So if you're heading to New York, for example, make the most of the early sunshine, because we will see some showers developing later on. Further west, it's dry across the Rockies, but the Pacific Northwest very unsettled with further fronts bringing outbreaks of rain. So there's confirmation that New York will see some showers later on this weekend. Washington hanging on to the dry weather. As usual, there will be some pretty heavy downpours in Miami from time to time. The Pacific Northwest, as I say, very unsettled, outbreaks of rain, quite breezy at times too. Dallas and Houston, though, predominantly dry. Let's go to Australasia now. Slow-moving weather front stretched across the heart of Queensland, posing the threat of some pretty heavy showers, and up across the Northern Territory as well. There will be some heavy showers, for example, in and around Darwin. High humidities here, but some dry spells in between. There's that rain extending through Queensland towards Brisbane, so just 21 degrees here on Sunday. Further westwards, a drier scenario through much of New South Wales. None too warm in Victoria, and certainly Hobart struggling to reach double figures. Across New Zealand, it's pretty unsettled, particularly across the South Island. Further spells of wet and windy weather from time to time. For Auckland, I think there will be some showers as well. Here's the big picture across Australasia. Head west for reliable sunshine. Perth doing pretty well. Back in the UK, as I mentioned, it's cool, isn't it? But a bright start on Friday, some sunshine. The cloud will build up, but unlike the last couple of days, any showers will be fairly fleeting, and most of us will avoid these. So broken cloud and sunshine, good news if you're heading to the one day at the Oval. I think we'll get a full day's play. It's not going to help the temperatures much. We'll be up in the mid-teens at best in many places, and still a notable breeze coming down from the northwest, and that might just carry the odd shower onto the east coast of England, more likely northeastern parts of Scotland, where those really strong winds will be only slowly subsiding through the day. Lighter winds elsewhere across Scotland, and it should stay dry and bright, just the odd shower for Northern Ireland, but again they'll be fairly isolated. For Wales, any showers will be confined to some northern areas. Further south, predominantly dry, and for southwest England, I think relatively little cloud here, so some more prolonged spells of sunshine, and despite a bit of a breeze, it shouldn't feel too bad. Now the weekend, bit of a headache for us forecasters, because there's a lot of uncertainty about fronts coming in from the west. What we do know is that it'll increase the cloud after a chilly start. It'll cloud over, and we'll see some outbreaks of rain. And on Sunday again, it's not exactly a bolt-on certain, the detail, but the idea of a lot of cloud and some showery outbreaks of rain holds true. Much more detail, of course, as ever, can be found online. That's it from me. Good night.
There you go.
Oh, lovely.
Where would you like these, mistress?
Anywhere inside, Les.
Yeah, I heard your son got into medical school. You must be so proud.
We're over the moon.
You'll be able to retire then.
No chance. Not with all those student fees. Les, 10 extra white tomorrow.
Accidents at work can shatter lives, so find out how to avoid them. Call us now or search online for Shattered Lives.
Ready for your first day?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Think again.
Come on, guys, I have asked you for quiet. What's your name?
Look.
That kid is unteachable. If you actually engage with the work, you might get something out of being in this room.
Grow up.
What is this, Mark? When 5 different teachers have had reason to remove you from their lessons.
This is no laughing matter, Mark.
This is his umpteenth chance.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
School season continues with Excluded, a new drama, Tuesday at 9 on BBC Two.
Whitewater kayaking. Julia tackles the ferocious tides off the coast of Pembrokeshire. Country File in half an hour. First on BBC One, in the Sign Zone, it's Panorama.